Hello and welcome to this tutorial from the Faal ICT Academy video library. In this tutorial, I am going to show you how to edit videos inside Adobe Photoshop. Now, as you all know, Photoshop is basically a graphics application, and it is used for photo editing, retouching, and manipulating images. But Photoshop has gone beyond that now. You will be able to edit videos, basic simple videos inside the application. Now this has been around for a while now, since Adobe CS6. The feature has been added to Photoshop, and the 3D capabilities also. So in this tutorial I'm not going to be using Adobe CC, but I'm going to be using Adobe CS6, so that you can see that even if you have an older version of Photoshop CS6 and above, you should be able to edit simple videos within it. Now this will not be a replacement of a professional video editing software like Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro, etc. So this is just a basic or an integrated tool inside Photoshop that can let you edit simple videos. So before we waste more time, let's get into it. So as you can see, this is the usual Photoshop interface. So first you will need to go to the Windows menu here, and then you look for, make sure that the timeline is checked. So when you click on the timeline, you should see that the timeline will appear. So most of the time you may see it like this. You see this timeline like this. So what you need to do is just to double click on it so that the timeline will appear. So if you have been editing videos with other applications, a timeline will actually be very familiar with you. So basically what you need to do here, you have some options here. When you click on this video icon, you should see some options are grayed out, and then the only option that is available here is add media. You can also come here, it's the same thing, you can also use that to add media. So let's add a video first. So I'm going to click on the plus sign here, and then I'm going to add a video. So the moment you add a video, you will see on the screen here, the video will appear on the timeline here. As you can see, you have a video within the timeline, and you will see the preview window inside here, and then you'll also see a layer in the layers panel here, which is named as video group 1, and then the video that you have just imported. And then here you'll also see it in the timeline here, you have video group 1, so you can play it. Now if you click on play, you should see that the video is playing right inside Photoshop. Now what we can do next is we can also perform basic editing options here. Like when you look at here, you have the play options here, and then you can cut. Let's say I want to cut this area here, so I can click on the scissors symbol here. Then as you can see, I have perform cut. Now the next thing that I can do also is to add a transition. Now this button here is transition, so when I click on it, so as you can see, you only have 5 transition. So I'm going to click and drag one and put it in between the 2 clips. So as you can see now, when I play, when I bring my cursor here and then I play, so you'll see that the transition has occurred. And then you can also add, let's say, let me just increase the size of the timeline here, so I can add another video group if I wish. That is another layer, just like in any other editing program. So what I can do is when I click on here, I can either add a new video group, add a new media, or new video group from clips. So I'm going to add a new video group. So when I do that, as you can see, you will have another video track. So below here is the audio track. So let me just adjust this so that I can have more room. And then here, if I want, I can also add another video track, and then if I want, I can also delete if I don't need it. Now let me just add an audio here. So I'll click here and then say add audio. Right, so you see you can add an audio, you can just drag the audio. Now when you play it, as you see now, the audio at the bottom is also playing, right? So as you can see, you have them on the layer. So now these two videos, as you can see, the one that I cut and this other one, that is these two videos, as you can see, they are here on the video 1. So the moment you add another layer, you'll also see maybe video 2, etc. Okay, so so now these two clips are independent of each other. So let's say, for example, you want to add some effects or color correction to this clip. So what you can do, just like when you are editing photos, you can go to image, you go to adjustment. If you want to increase the brightness and the contrast, you can click on that one, and then you do your adjustments. So you can reduce the brightness and then increase the contrast, and then you can apply. So that one will only apply to this other clip that is in front here. And then let me go back and then try something else. So let me go to color balance, for example. Right, so as you can see, it's just like when you're editing a photo inside Photoshop. So you can make the adjustments that you want, and when you are done, you can click OK, and then it will apply it. Right, so remember, you can add as many tracks as you want, many audio tracks. So here you can mute the audio track at the bottom here. So basically that is it. So when you are done, you should be able to export or render your video. So to do that, you go to the file here, and then you click export. So when you go to export, you click on render video. Now within the dialog box, what you can do here is to give your video a name, and then as you can see, the default format will be MP4. You can also select the folder where you want your video to be exported to. So I'm going to export it in this folder here, and then the encoder, you can just leave it to Adobe Media Encoder, and then here also the H.264, leave it to that, don't change it, and then you leave it to high quality. But if you wish, you can also choose different presets here depending on where you are going to view your video. Where if you're going to put it on your phone, you have Android options. If it's going to be played on a HD display, you have so many options here. If you're going to upload it on YouTube, you have the options here. So it depends on what you want. And then here, as you can see, the resolution is here. So that is the video size, but if you want, you can change it from here. So as you can see, even if the video was shot with a 4K camera, you should be able to choose 4K here. But as you can see, 4K is grayed out, and this one also. But so you can just leave it to the original size of the video, and then you can also look at the frame rates. So as you can see here, the frame rate of this video is 29. So I'm going to change that to 24, which is standard. It's a standard frame rate for most of your video projects. And then the rest, you can just leave it to the default, and then you click render. So this might take some time depending on your hardware. So now our video has been exported, so let's go and preview it. So I'm going to double click to play it. So as you can see, transition that we added, and then the background audio also is played. So this is basically how to edit a video inside Adobe Photoshop. It's as simple as, you know, editing images inside the application. So if you want to do just basic video editing, you can use Photoshop. So remember, Photoshop CS6 above can do this. So if you're using CS5 below, you won't be able to, I don't think you'll be able to do this. So the feature started in Adobe CS6. So remember, this is it's not replacing any video editing, professional video editing program, but it's just a feature inside Adobe Photoshop. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting videos.